Ramon Brobio and Carito Villarona and Carlo, I can't remember.
You were in the same bus with Tiger Woods, right?
Yeah. So I played with Tiger probably 8 times, all the way from the time he was 13 all the way up to when he was early pro days. And I played with Phil Mickelson and David Duval and Justin Leonard, and I grew up with all those guys. And you always saw that they had all aspects. You know, they had the financial vehicle, they had the training, they had the mental coaches, they had everything they needed. They had. You know, that's why they were better than everybody else. They were just a little bit better than everyone else in all those categories. Nutrition, you know, fitness-wise, they were just getting better. Equipment, and so, you know, the name of my academy is called Kaizen Golf Academy, which means continual improvement. It's a Japanese term for every day we're trying to get better, at no matter what we're doing. So even if it's just 1 yard or 10 yards, we're trying to get a little better. So we want to create one habit today that's going to make us better tomorrow. And if you have a bad habit, we're going to take that bad habit away because it'll make you better tomorrow too. So if you're eating a lot of cake, we're going to stop eating cake.
So it's not only golf.
No, it's about everything. You know, the academy is really, for kids, the most important thing for me is you know, there's 3 fundamentals that the academy lives by. The first one is respect.
How many kids can you accommodate for that?
Well, you know, I mean, in Cebu we have about 125 kids, and here we had about 65 the other day. But, you know, my goal is to get about 1,000 kids, very talented kids, that have a...
Not all golfers. All of them golfers.
Well, I mean, golf is the initial program, right, to get them involved. And what's great about golf is a social education in itself. You know, in China right now, it's a requirement in business school to play golf because big business is done on the golf course. And if you and I have the same background and education and there's a business deal going on, they're going to choose me over you because I play better golf, right?
How can they afford sport?
Yeah, and that's where all that comes in. When I was a kid, I didn't have any money either, and, you know, and that's where the community kind of helped out. I had Steve Wynn, who actually owned the Mirage and stuff like that in Vegas, helped my brother and I, sponsored us for a year in the summer to play, and that opened all the doors for me. I just played in a couple of events, and I had golf scholarships all over the country. You know?
What is remarkable about the coming of David Hyman? He is one of the top teaching pros in the U.S. right now. And he's half Filipino. Before, when there are outstanding young Filipino golfers, they're sent to the U.S., Florida, to train. And not many parents can afford that. Most of the young golfers in the Philippines actually are sons of caddies. And they cannot afford to go to the U.S. There's a lot of talented young boys who, with the program of David Hyman, keep bring over the technology, the health, will be able to improve.
Yeah, friend, no?
Yeah.
It's about building that program and that system here so it's sustainable. So it's always, you know, always there. And so, you know, I'm training pros here on fitness, on nutrition, on mental instruction, and on swing instruction as well as equipment. So then that way they're prepared whether I'm here or not. So that way all the kids, you know, some kids will be able to afford it and some won't. So that's why the communities really need to come together and kind of help this along. Because it's for the benefit, not for just the kids, but for the Philippines as well. The Philippines shouldn't just be known for Manny Pacquiao and boxing. It shouldn't be known just for billiards or darts. You know, golf is a worldwide sport. You don't have to be 6 foot tall. You can be 5. I mean, Ian Woosnam was 5'4" when he won the Masters. A very small guy.
Who?
Ian Woosnam.
Oh yes.
He was the #1 player in the world at 5'4". You know, and hit it further than everybody on the tour at that time. So. I don't know why the Philippines are so attracted to basketball because they'll never be on the NBA. Okay, they're never going to be tall enough, or you know. So you know, golf is a great vehicle for them to grow socially and for their economic background, as well as for you know the sport in itself, for them to make a name on the PGA Tour or the LPGA Tour where it's sustainable. You know. The Koreans and the Chinese are starting to win on the tour, on both of the tours.
Yeah.
And they're ahead of, you know, so I mean, you know, when I go to a California junior tournament and I see all these Korean names and Chinese names on the board, I'm just, you know, now I'm starting to see all my kids are winning on the junior circuit in California. And as that's happening, I'm getting more and more Korean students wanting to come see me. I'm like, well, I'm already full. I have a lot of Filipino students. So, it's a matter of getting the synergy of the parents as well as the kids. And then the most important thing is that the kids need to be playing with each other. What I see a lot of the times is, there's not that unity here. And so one kid's practicing by himself and the other kid's over there. But if everybody's working